it. But I was talking about a press statement. This press statement that Reverend Funy sent out to all his pastors, to all his churches, asking all the members of the Presbyterian Church to go out and register and be ready to vote. And he uses all form of scripture and the urgency in it to ask them to go out to register and vote for La République du Cameroon's elections. And ladies and gentlemen, I am saying that I am ashamed and appalled at this message coming from the Reverend Funy, whom I taught as a minister in understanding the political implications of what he is doing on the fate of Ambazonia, would choose to remain neutral. Throughout this struggle, we've noted two people. The Reverend, the Archbishop in care of the Catholic Church, and the moderator of the Presbyterian Church. They have always chosen sides, chosen to belong to the side of La République du Cameroon. When this struggle is concerned, they preach the gospel according to La République du Cameroon. We have seen it again and again and again and again. We've brought it to you over television. When people were killed in Bali, Reverend Funy refused to tell his presbyters, his congregation, that the people killed in the church in Bali were killed by La République du Cameroon's military. When 10 people were killed at Nacho Junction in Bamenda, Archbishop Care was there. But when it comes to the over 30,000 Ambazonians killed, Reverend Archbishop Care has not visited any of them. But when Francophones were killed, he was there. A few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we saw Archbishop K, like the moderator of the Presbyterian Church, asking people in the press conference to go out, register to vote. Register to vote. Make sure you register massively. That is what the leader of the Presbyterian Church and the Catholic Church, they are telling the masses on the ground. I do not know who they preach to, because if the same people they preach to are Ambazonians who are also going through the pain that every Ambazonian is going through, then they have no interest, they have no sympathies for their congregants. Not at all. They are just there serving their positions, maybe to receive a pay or whatever benefits they receive. Because I cannot understand that these two gentlemen, the Archbishop in Bamenda and the moderator of the Presbyterian Church, they know what their congregants have been through. Some have lost family members, some have lost homes, they have thousands of IDPs in their congregation, and yet they want them to believe if they should just go out, register and vote, everything will be fine. Again, let me read some points in this letter that he has written out so that you can hear. The moderator writes here, in times of hopelessness, in the face of gross injustice and false peace, insecurity, systemic poverty, restiveness in parts of our country, and a stalled democracy. Now, he calls it a stalled democracy, but he wants you to go out and vote for the same stalled democracy. Who are the candidates, sir? Who are the candidates? And in which country? In which country? These are people who do not want Ambazonians to believe that we declared the restoration of our independence in September 2017, because they want our people to continue to go over and vote in La République du Cameroon political activities. We reject that, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Now hear what he writes. In times of hopelessness and in the face of gross injustice and false peace, insecurity, systemic poverty, restiveness in parts of our country, he's right, and a stalled democracy, Jesus, he says, greets us with his heavenly peace and hope for a better future in him. Now, Funy, right? Peace, I believe. Now, let me go down to the third paragraph here. In 2025, the Cameroonian electorate will be summoned to the polls. You are right, the Cameroonian electorate, not the Ambazonian electorate, sir. The Cameroonian electorate. He said they will be going to the polls in 2025 for municipal, parliamentary, and the presidential elections. This series of elections, he writes, are projected to be the most defining. Hear that? According to Reverend Funky, this series of elections are projected to be the most defining in the advancement of our democracy and our collective development. You are wrong, sir. You are very, very wrong. And having lived in that country to get to the position where you are, you should know better and be ashamed of the things you put here because you know they are wrong. There is in the country where they have had only two leaders since independence. You want us to believe. This is the most defining election throughout your democracy. Which democracy? Which democracy, sir? Let me continue reading. He writes, our prophetic obligations incline us without any secondary motive to join other religious leaders of our country to educate Christians of the stakes, challenges involved, and our Christian responsibilities to do the right thing, which is to register now and later vote conscientiously. That is what he writes there. To register now and then later, he writes, vote conscientiously. These are lackeys in our territory, accomplices in our territory. Now he continues, it is not enough to wish for change, he writes, without being the change itself. We have to go and carry out our civic responsibility by intentionally registering and voting meticulously. Again, I am reading from the words, the press release of the Reverend Funky, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church in Ambazonia. We are quite aware of a terrible voter apathy due to a social mistrust accruing from previous electoral processes, he writes. Sad enough, there may be some truth in those sentiments. Not some truth, sir. Not there may be some truth. They are truths. They are truths. In a country that has been led for 61 years or over 61 years by two people, and you are telling us there may only be some truth? All right. Now he continues, this could be a logical position reflecting one's personal conviction. A Christian must guard the sanctity of his own conscience. Some people, you see what this moderator is trying to do in this press statement is, he is trying to imbue fear. Fear. It's like he's preaching a sermon. When you receive a sermon, you expect conviction and act upon the conviction. And that is exactly what the Reverend Funky is trying to do here. Pushing fear. Fear. You owe it as a responsibility, as a child of God, as a follower of Jesus Christ, to go out and register and vote with your free conscience. Sir, you are lying. Jesus Christ will not preach the same sermon you are preaching here, given the same circumstances that the same people you are preaching to find themselves. You should be remaining apolitical, sir. You should remain apolitical. Not sending out statements like this one when you go around the place telling people, oh, negotiations we have. Negotiations can help. You should remain apolitical if you want anybody. All of you, the clergy out there who are parading around with some false peace plan, you should remain apolitical if you want to be believed. Not sending out lengthy sermons like this one and trying to fool the people. It is sad that politicians fool the people and you, the clergy, also join them to fool the people. I don't know whether I should read more, but there is no need reading more here. We will get a statement out there for you to read, but it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace what we see from this clergy. Again, we have seen this from the Archbishop of the Catholic Church, Bishop K. We saw that from him. Now we see it from the moderator of the Presbyterian Church, and you will recall these are the two largest congregations in Amazonia, the Presbyterian Church and the Catholic Church. I don't know why these guys do not ask themselves, why is it that the Baptists say nothing? I mean, look at it. These people are not compelled to say anything as clergies, ladies and gentlemen. They are not compelled to say anything. If they were compelled to say anything, why is it that you are not hearing a thing from the Baptist congregation or denomination, from the apostolic denomination, from the full gospel denomination, from the mosque, the imams, and so on? Why is it that you are not hearing anything from them but the duo of Archbishop in care and the Reverend Funky? Think about that. Why are others saying? That tells you these two, ladies and gentlemen, these two, the Reverend Funky and the Archbishop Care, they know something that we don't know. They got something we don't know. They are fighting for something that we are yet to know. And that thing is all about positioning. It is not about God or Christ. It is not about love to the congregation. It is about positioning themselves for whatever that we do not know. Because these guys, when you look at the positions of the Baptists, the apostolic, the full gospel, the imams, there is no reason this guy should come out and tell us, you know, we have to do it, because if we don't do it, you know what is going to happen to us. Why only the two of you? Why only the two of you? Again, I want to say this. I really love to say this to all the members of the Catholic Church and the Presbyterian Church. You've lost families in this struggle. You've lost loved ones. Some of you property. Thousands of you are out there in Bamenda, in Boya, in Victoria, Kumba, as IDPs. And we have refugees in Douala, Yaoundé, all over the place. Listen. Any pastor who will stand in front of you at this point in history and cannot be honest and cannot tell you the right thing is not a true pastor. They are just fighting for their stomachs. Yeah, they're just fighting for their stomachs. For positioning. Everybody should ask the two pastors in care and the moderator. Why is it always the Catholic Church and the Presbyterian Church going out to try to placate people to go out and act accordingly to the tune of La République du Cameroon? Why are others not doing the same? If you should remain quiet like the other denominations, what is going to happen? All you are doing is aiding and abetting what La République du Cameroon, the pogroms La République is carrying out in Amazonia against your own church people. All right, I hope that the message is out there. I hope you got the message out there. Ground Zero, don't listen to these people. They are shameful. They are not worth standing before you and preaching that gospel. I'm telling you as somebody who has preached that gospel too. They have to be consistent with the times.